lists for him. He's playing Battle of Wits versus Dillon Ioanis playing regular Delver.
You know, if I were playing Battle of Wits, I think that what I would probably do is I would probably have my deck list electronic, so I wouldn't have to register it in the morning or even the day before, because writing it out by hand seems like it would be
Mike picked up his first loss last round, so these players are 3-1.
Yeah.
Not undefeated with Battle of Wits.
Dillon Ioanis playing something more expected, playing Delver.
All right, so the question is, talk about the deck in the room that's awesome. We'll talk about the Battle of Wits deck. How do you build Battle of Wits?
What kind of battle is he?
Well, looks like he's bug
green
colored. He's 5 colored. He's 5 colored.
But I mean, he's a green based deck. He's a Borderland, Llanowar, Birds of Paradise.
He's running most of the ramp spells of the format. Forbidden Alchemy, Faithless Looting, Jataxian Probe, Think Twice, Ravings, Visions of Beyond. He does have some ways to find Battle Wits. He has 3 Increasing Ambition, not the full set. He has... Actually, that's it. That's the only way he finds it. I don't think he wins very many games off Battle of Wits. It doesn't look like. But the rest of what he's doing is he's essentially playing a lot of good creatures. He's playing a lot of things. He does have Zeniths. Those are probably really hard decisions when you have a Zenith with this deck. Turn 1 Delver Secrets off Dillon Ioanis. Wisner's let off on Glacial Fortress. One thing about Battle Wits is it is a fun deck to play. You never really know what you're going to get next from it. So, Mike Wisner goes down to 19 off a hit from an unflipped Delver. Dillon has kept a 1-land Delver hand on the play. He kept a 1-lander? I really don't like that right now. A 1-land Delver hand is really not keepable. Unless you have a Ponder or a Thought Scour, but yeah, I don't really like that.
So,
Delver's going to flip off Mana Leak here for Ioanis, which is very scary for Wisner, except that Dillon still doesn't have another land. Dillon does have 2 Mana Leaks in his hand now, which is pretty threatening if he hits that second land. And Wisner drops to 16.
I wonder if Dillon knows what he's playing against. Okay.
Dillon's on 6 cards. Yeah, I wonder if he knows what he's playing against. I mean, the question is, you don't know what you're playing against. Wisner hardly knows what he's playing.
He knows 2 to 4 copies of the cards in Mike's deck, and the rest is a large mystery.
All right, so
Mana Leak is available now with that Moral Hunt.
2 Mana.
2 Mana Leaks. Pass, I mean...
Yeah. Dillon shuffles them both to the front, knows exactly what his game plan is. That's not actually all the life points, but it's close.
Wow.
He's going to probe.
Paying the life. Wow.
Sure, let it resolve. Let him see. That's what I would say.
Mana Leak.
Mana Leak. Geist, Angel, Geist. It's just the Mana Leaks that matter here. So Wisner is essentially at 5 right now. 3 2s for 1 are very powerful things when backed up by multiple Mana Leaks. The question is, what is Wisner going to do about it? Nothing. So that's pretty... Now Wisner is essentially is already at 2 life.
Unless he has end of turn plays here.
He does have some Lingering Souls in his deck. I just assumed he does. I actually haven't found them on here yet.
He's got a Restoration Angel in hand. Is he
so
going to play that as
He can overload the Mana Leaks.
Is that going to be in a bait? Nope. I'm waiting for another card to make the Angel work.
So what you do is you drop a land past the turn. Then when he attacks, he'd make Angel. That can be very strong.
But you do have to follow that up with something.
Yeah, you need like a Battle of Wits, or that'd be
ideal.
Surprisingly, his deck is a lot better when he has Battle of Wits in his opening hand.
He's discarding on Burial Rites here. Wow. Go ahead. Snapcaster.
So technically he has to do that in response to the discard, but that's fine.
Angel comes down.
That's very good. He found an opening in which to play the Angel.
Looks like he drew another Angel.
No, he'll say go. All right, Wisner's doing okay here. Yeah, he drew another Angel, another kind of blank. Oh yeah, actually he couldn't have discarded the Unburial Rights.
Yeah.
So the
Good point,
Unburial
good point.
Should be still be in his hand. I think the judge ruling will be though that the Unburial Rights is in the yard.
Bird of Paradise.
Playing it around Mana Leaks.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan, joined by Matthias Hunt. We are here in the round 5 of 10 here, Star City Games Open Series in Collinsville, Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis, Missouri.
Swing by Delver, that's obviously a suspicious one. Yep, he's gonna...
Gut shot after combat.
Gut shot post-combat on the Angel. Seems fine. I mean,
he's
kind of
happy
what you
with that.
expect. And another go. Dillon Ioanis with 2 Mana Leaks and 3 Geists.
Mike Wisner, just looking for time, really. Is that a timely?
Yeah, it is a timely. He's playing 4 timelies. Playing 4 of a lot of things.
And he looks like he actually does have a sideboard. I wonder if he'll use it.
So he's going to go for timely. Yeah, that'll get Mana Leaked. He's got to get those Mana Leaks out of Ioanis' hand.
And after the timely, he hasn't passed it yet. What has he got there? Faithless Looting? Looting. Looking for something good.
Well, he does have that Unburial Rights in his hand. And an Elish Norn in his hand, so he can set up a Fright-style game here. Actually, in a lot of ways, the deck has played out like Frights.
There's an Elishnorn.
Yeah, Elish Norn and Unburial Rights, I'd imagine. And
Sever the bloodline. Pass it back. One of the things that Mike's deck has is a lot of cards with flashback. Faithless Looting, Forbidden Alchemy, Think Twice, Desperate Ravings, Unburial Rights, Increasing Ambition.
Another land for Wisner, so still no more lands for Ioanis. This is making a fight out of it for being only on 2 lands. But all right, so 3rd land, he can't cast Geist here, because then he gets Elish Norned. It seems that to me that Wisner has kept the rights in his hand so he can play it twice. Whereas if he had the rights in his yard, though, right now, it would be Mana Leak proof.
7 mana available. Pardon me, 6 mana available right now. Or is it 7?
Rampant 7. Well,
7, there it
if
is.
you
It was
count the
covered.
birds.
Yeah, 7 mana available. Unburial from the yard.
Okay, it was in the yard there. Yeah, where they let him keep it there. Apologies. Yeah.
And Elish Norn is in play. Wow. This means that Dillon has 2 Phantasmal Image and 4 Vapor Snag as the only ways to actually establish a presence. The image will have to kill the Elish Norn. Restoration Angel as a 1/2 theoretically could pick up a sword, but it's a pretty tepid Restoration Angel and a lot of work to get there.
And one of the hard parts with Battle of Wits, which is always a controversy of it, is how do you present a Battle of Wits deck?
You mean present for the cut?
For any, to say to tell your opponent I have randomly shuffled, I have successfully randomized this deck.
Well, there was a fairly recent set of comments from Matt Sperling in which he basically claimed, you know what?
Can't.
You can't. And his claim of you can't was that it's just not possible to really randomize. From the Twitter universe, John King is asking how many lands Wisner is running. We'll tell you as soon as we get a count.
He's running 75 lands in this.
75 lands and 250 cards.
Yep.
250 is actually a large amount of cards for a Battle of Wits deck. Oftentimes you see them a little bit lower.
That seems like a low land count to me.
That's 30% mana, or land. If we add on his mana to that, with
Right.
4 Borderland Rangers, 4 Llanowar Elves, 4 Birds of Paradise, 4 Avacyn's Pilgrims, 4 Solemn Simulacrum, 4 Farseek, 4 Rampant Growth, 4 Caravan
30%
Vigil.
land is like, that's equivalent to playing an 18 land deck in a standard deck.
18 land, but
No, that's not.
30%? Yeah, that'd be 18 land, but plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 28 active mana acceleration. Elesh Norn is just basically devastating right now for Dillon.
Right.
Increasing Ambition. 3 mana available. Wow.
And we know what it's going to go find. Not that it needs to.
What's it gonna go find?
Well, I don't know. He'll mana leak it. He'll pay.
Pay. If this was a true 250, as in 5-color Magic from a while ago, usually what would happen here is that Mike would say, hey, I'm looking for Battle of Wits, want to help me find it? But in a tournament like this, I wouldn't want my opponent to be looking through my deck.
Right. Now, in true 250s, cards like Battle Blitz are banned, though, aren't
Battle
they?
of Wits is banned in 250.
And actually,
though-
almost most tutors are, too, aren't they?
Quite a few of the cheap tutors are banned.
Increasing Ambition would probably be fine. And he's showing his cards to his opponent, too. He's like, oh, I just have all these guys to same tracks.
And we don't, he does not have to reveal it. Increasing Ambition is a demonic tutor style card. He can take anything, so he does not have to reveal it to his opponent to show
It's
what he
not
got.
necessarily. I mean, to be fair, an Unburial Rites is probably just as good as a Battle of Wits.
Oh, yeah. Mike Wisner on the right. It looks like he's getting some help shuffling from Dillon.
Yep. That makes sense.
That's something classic that I know 5-color players used to do all the time too, is you'd help your opponent shuffle, and then you'd cross your shuffling streams and finish the shuffle.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing Battle of Wits at a larger tournament, I think a Grand Prix. Not the time when it was played by William Jensen, but another time. And one of the judges who was at a table when there was a feature match telling him he had to stack his deck up normally, which was just absurd.
He shows his hand
And Dillon's like, look what I got. Well,
All right, so game 1 goes to Battle of Wits.
go battle. That has to be... From Dillon's perspective, I think a lot of people will see a Battle of Wits on the other side of the table, and it's a frustrating deck to lose to. Because...
Well, you just feel like, how can I possibly be losing to this?
oh,
He doesn't even have
gosh.
control over what he's doing.
That's pretty much the argument, right? And it's not an unreasonable argument in a lot of ways.
No. So, will the Battle of Wits player board in anything? The idea of having a sideboard in a deck that's this big is pretty hilarious, just because there's nothing you... I mean...
You basically bring in tutor targets, is pretty much what you bring in, and you bring in utter hate.
Wait, he has a door to nothingness in his sideboard. He could bring that in. I don't know when he would.
I think the card he's bringing in is 1 Silklash Spider. Done.
That sounds about right. Now, how do you decide what to cut?
Take out a random card.
That doesn't matter.
Take out a random card and check to make sure it's not a tutor target.
Yes.
And
Well, he already has 1 Silklash Spider in the main.
that 2 is good.
Sure.
Natural drawing. Nothing wrong with natural drawing.
It's very incremental advantage you're gaining at that point. So the better question is, how do you board against Battle of Wits?
Well, where are your anti-Battle of Wits card, Dillon? Let's
So what
see.
you don't want to board in is effects like, I remember back when I played Battle of Wits a long time ago, and I had someone cranial extract me for Battle of Wits, and that is I feel like that is something which makes sense, but is a classic mistake against Battle of Wits. As we saw here, you don't need the card to win. That's not how it works.
I love how you say, it's one of the classic blunders.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's like, the deck is huge. taking clearly the deck can function without any one card because it has no ability to consistently draw any one card. So,
Mike Wisner on the right. I think at this point in the tournament at Star City Games Boxborough / Boston last year, or a year and a half ago, geez, wow, it was a long time ago. I believe that when we saw the Battle of Wits win happen in Legacy, it was not as far into the tournament as this. I think it was round 2. So Mike Wisner might be the most successful Battle of Wits player in an SCG Open since their beginning.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had one top 8.
I know we haven't.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, on the right, Mike Wisner, Battle of Wits, with the unfortunate task of having to shuffle a Battle of Wits deck now.
Right. Negate maybe out of Dillon. He might board that in.
Kenny Meyer playing the aggressive version of the Battle of Wits at that same event. He top 32'd with it. So I guess Mike does not have that distinction yet. But hopefully, in his mind, that's something he would probably want, is a top 32 or better. Now, the Kenny Meyer build versus the other one, there was a challenge that some of the players had given to each other to do well with Battle of Wits. And Kenny Meyer basically made a very aggressive, wild mongrel, Tarmogoyf, every single, aggressively curved card he could, with 4 Battle of Wits in it. And that was not the one, though, that was under camera when we saw the amazing Show and Tell deck versus Battle of Wits for the turn 2 win, turn 3 officially, for Battle of Wits.
So Dillon will be on the play this game. Dillon's just got to hope to have... In playing against a style deck, you just have to really hope that your deck is doing its thing. I mean, a lot of times Mike's deck's going to play out like a bad Naya deck. A lot of its cards are very similar. That game was it was kind of a bad Naya deck or a bad Frights deck. Is really what it was.
Naya Frights ramp, right?
Yeah, but it's not as good as any of those. A lot of those games, he's playing a substandard version of all those decks, but he has this chance element of just having a 5-mana card that wins.
There's the other element that is stronger in a battle style deck. The other element is this: any tutor effects you run are far more powerful than any other deck's tutor effects.
That's true.
That's the actual real power of a Battle of Wits deck, is not that Battle of Wits exists in your deck, but that your tutors are so much better than anyone else's tutors. Because pretty much, you can have every possible answer you want. Ponder turn 1 from Dillon.
It's got a Delver, Snapcaster, and a land, so you have to keep that, but the Delver's not going to be... It's not going to flip anytime soon.
For tutors, Mike has Trinket Mage, Green Sun Zenith, Birthing Pod, Diabolic Revelation, Increasing Ambition.
Not full sets of the black tutors. I mean, I think at the end of the day, they're just not that good of cards.
They're expensive. Those are his tutors.
So he's going to end step a Snapcaster. Mike's on 6 cards. I'm a little confused he didn't wait to snap that Ponder. He seems to be in a really big rush to get beats down. So, okay, yeah, and Mike missed his second land drop. He probably has a ramp spell of some sort.
Or he was tired of shuffling and didn't want a mulligan.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Mike Wisner with Battle of Wits, up 1-0 versus Delver, but not having a very good start in this game, too. Adam Prozac comes by with a smile on his face. Adam, a well-known Battle of Wits lover. Now, importantly for Adam Prozac and for some of you out there, in the sideboard, 1 door to nothingness. So, Adam's practically doing a dance here. If you get a chance, you should check out Adam's article on Star City Games this week where he talks about both of these cards.
The Delver flips off a Mana Leak. That all but ends this game. Not only is Wisner stuck on lands, but he's taking 5 damage a turn, and his opponent has just shown him a Mana Leak. Alright, land.
Oh, there we go. Is it enough?
Rampant Growth. Yeah. I mean, you just let the Rampant Growth resolve. Sure, why not? Don't.
Nope.
I wouldn't actually Mana Leak that. I'd let it resolve. 'Cause that means you get to leak his next turn play. I mean, unless my hand was all Mana Leaks, and then I'd just be giddy and just leak everything.
I would let it resolve because it might take Mike a while to shuffle, and then maybe Mike won't have enough time to finish game 3 when we go to it.
You don't want to draw. That's terrible.
No, Mike won't have enough time. You'll have time.
Oh, okay.
Only so the chances are either I win or I draw. Rather than I win, I lose, I draw.
Sure. But see, it's like now Mike actually.
Is that a surgical extraction?
Yes, he's boarded in surgical.
Oh, that's not right.
No. It's rarely right to board in surgical extraction.
It's rarely. You've written about this.
I have, yeah. Yes.
Usually when I see that card, I think to myself, somebody has thought about it on one level, but not gone to the next level of thinking on it. In comes a Snapcaster and a Insectile Aberration.
He's got another Snapcaster in his hand. Yeah, that's game.
Yeah.
All right, going to game 3.
Okay, so if you're Mike Wisner and you see this draw, what do you do on your sideboard that's different?
Nothing. I hope to draw a different set of cards this hand. It's probably certain that I will. I mean, the deck does something different every time.
Well, if I didn't sideboard in my Sucklash Spider number 2, I would side it in game 3 because I saw that flyer finally.
Yeah, now that you know the Delver deck is playing flyers, you gotta increase the number of Silklash Spiders.
I do have to say, Silklash Spider is one of my pet cards for him a long time now. I love Silklash Spider, and it's cool seeing it in a deck list. Dillon brought in 1 Surgical Extraction. I mean, if a Surgical Extraction is weak against a 60-card deck, how is it against a 250-card deck? I mean, yes, it stops on Burial Rites.
I mean, what you'd have to do is you'd want it to stop a specific interaction. But, like, there's, so it stops on Burial Rites. Yeah, during the games where Mike draws on Burial Rites, which is like, a quarter at best. There's no... So you'd have to somehow think that in the aggregate of all of Mike's draws, that he has enough graveyard action going on that this Surgical is actually going to get its value every game. That's just such a tall order.
Alternatively, you could think to yourself, the only game in which Mike beats me is when he unburial rights an Elishnorn. And that is the only time he will win.
That's a valid line, outside of the fact that it's absurd. But
well, I mean, let's say that you believe that that's true.
Yeah, if you believe that's true, then you do it. Absolutely.
I know that Dillon is just happy he didn't lose 2-0 to Battle of Wits on camera.
Yeah. All right, so game 3. And the judge seems to be, he's definitely on Mike's. I think the judge is helping him with randomization.
I mean, if you were sitting there, wouldn't you be on Mike's side?
Yeah, you should. Now, when I used to play Battle Wits, I insisted on keeping my library in 1 stack as opposed to 3 stacks, just because I thought the spectacle was fun.
But you always have been one for spectacle.
Well, a lot of people, put it in 3 stacks and say, this is the top, this is the middle, this is the bottom. Like, no, we're going to make a tower.
In the background, you can see someone calling their friends at home, telling their friends that Battle of Wits has a feature match. No, you're not going to believe it. Seriously, there's a Battle of Wits deck here. He just beat Dillon. They're in game 3.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm not joking. No, seriously.
No, seriously, it's really good.
If you're just joining us, this is the first match we have of round 5 of 10 here in Star City Games Open Series for St. Louis. Mike Wisner on the right playing Battle of Wits, also known as the Hero, versus Dillon Ioanis, also known as the Chapin Hero, playing Delver. And when I say Chapin Hero, Chapin, I learned in Detroit, definitely has a propensity for rooting for the people that are doing broken things or the good thing. So
Okay.
I could be wrong. Maybe Chapin would not.
There's this general cultural thing where we like to root for the underdog, but at least in the United States, we root for the underdog, and Chapin's the opposite. He roots for the favorite.
Yeah, I could be wrong. He might not think Delver is good enough for that, but
All right, it's turn 1.
Vapor Snag your land,
Vapor
your
Snag,
mana. I
Pilgrim.
mean,
So interesting. So against like a regular Naya deck, that's a very good play. If you're worried about them making something you can't deal with. But the thing is, against Battle Wits, is Mike actually going to drop a turn 2 Blade Splicer on you?
realistically,
is his deck actually capable of that? I don't like that Vapor Snag because I'm just like I want him to show me that he actually has that kind of draw. Yeah, instead this just happens. I imagine all sorts of Mike's hands are all sorts of clunky.
Caravan Vigil?
He's playing Caravan Vigil. What an explosive start. Caravan Vigil.
Turn 2.
It's land grant for a mana.
Well,
Yeah.
he can get any basic land he wants. He doesn't have to get a forest.
Right.
Oh boy. He's like, I'm looking for one of my 3 mountains. Or actually, pardon me. It's one of my 3 swamps. Maybe one of his 6 islands.
Sure.
Sylvan found it.
I'm sure all these numbers are very tested.
He gets a second white source by getting a plains.
So he must have a double white card in his hand. And he has this Pilgrim in place. Maybe he has a triple white card.
Entreat the Angels?
We both just picked up deck lists. Okay, he has an Entreat in here?
Yeah.
How many?
3.
3. Sun Titan. He could have... Alright, those are our bets. Entreat or Sun Titan.
And Dillon, Ponder. I see some Delvers. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Wisner actually looks like he's up right now.
I think
Dillon's just
Wisner
dinking.
is up.
Well, the danger about Delver is you have so many cool spells in your hand, you have to make sure to remember to keep hands that do something. He had a Vapor Snag and a Ponder, and...
Ultimately, Delver wants to be attacking. If it's not attacking, it's not happy.
Well, Ponder doesn't actually do anything, is the thing. It does, okay.
It sets stuff up for something to happen later.
It sets up your other cards very nicely.
But you have to have those other cards working.
Right.
To use a phrase hated by some, something's got to be doing the work. Gut shot. Okay. That's actually much better than that Vapor Snag, just because Mike getting to 4 actually is getting to a point where he can start casting things that are real.
Correct. And Dillon Ioanis does have a mana leak in hand, too.
Is that a Farseek?
Yeah, it's another Rampant Growth.
Is that Evolving Wilds?
Yep. So he'll probably batch both of these together. Ask us a shortcut if he can batch them both.
Sure. I'll get Island. Is it okay if I shortcut them? Go ahead.
You should be like, nope.
Nope. Okay.
Resolve
Search,
Farseek.
Shuffle.
Present.
Search,
Present
shuffle.
cut. Search shuffle.
Hey, they both like the same island. Caleb Durward walks up and shows that he's a victor.
Yep. Caleb is sitting at 4-1 right now. Adam Prosak came by earlier. He's still at 5-0.
Trying to find maybe a second of 3 islands. Pardon me, there are 6 islands. A third of Mike Wisner's islands are now out of the deck. When he top decks that island in a little bit, we can say that was a less than 1% chance.
Yeah. Yep.
That's actually off. I'm sorry. Less than 2%. My bad.
Oh, he has 6 islands. Oh, I thought he had 3. No, yeah.
The number keeps rising the more I think about it.
Yeah, it's less than 4 out of 200. So
200 and some change.
yeah. So less than it's less than 2%.
Mike Wisner is is being cut.
And
Dillon passes with Mana Leak up.
So Dillon has a Geist to St. Traps here, and he's worried that Mike will slam Battle Blitz, which is what's suggested.
But you know what?
His deck has 250 cards.
He
doesn't
hasn't
have
tutored
Battle
for
Blitz
it.
in every
Put
hand.
a clock down. If he has it, that sucks. But you can't hold on to that Mana Leak forever.
Yeah.
He will just push over you.
Like, he has other cards, not named Battle Blitz, that are very threatening. There's an advantage to Battle Blitz. People don't know how to play against it.
Desperate Ravings.
Sure. You know, like, yeah. All right, draw randomness. He's probably going to flash it back, too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, lost the dice. And away goes...
And he rolls a 6.
Day of Judgment, I think? I'm not 100% sure of that. And
yep,
flash
he plays
it back.
4 of those. He plays 4 Day of Judgments. It could be a day.
And now I believe he has 6 cards.
Makes it very easy.
And that's a Nile Spellbomb.
Which would have been... It's good because he actually doesn't have the... Does he have the Swamp to cycle it? Oh, no, he doesn't. Couldn't have cycled it, so... You know, that's fine. But yeah, you gotta watch out. Mike will land a threat eventually. You can't just be the control deck against him.
You're not a control deck. That's just what it boils down to. You aren't that deck. 4 mana.
Solum.
How do you feel about gens? Sure, I guess.
It's not Battle Wits, so I have to counter it.
And can I shortcut it, please? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the help. There actually is an argument to say no, because you could say Solemn first, please. See what they search for, and then say let the Caravan Vigil.
Sure.
Of course, you could say Solemn. Does that resolve? It does resolve. Can I just do this Vigil too?
That's how I would.
That's how you would do it.
Because by actually casting the Vigil, you're giving your opponent the opportunity to be a jerk and say, "No, you failed to find." All right. So finding a swamp, he now has all 5 colors going. Yeah, Dillon's I think he's just like tunnel visioning on trying to Mana Leak this Battle Blitz that isn't there.
Right. I mean, are you just gonna hold on to that Mana Leak forever?
Mana Leak, even if he has the Battle Blitz, guess what? Mike can make it to 8 lands.
Particularly if no one's trying to kill him.
Right.
And then here's this Geist. I've got a blocker. Look at this guy.
So he had a turn 3 Geist, which he waited up to turn 5 so he could counter this potential Battle Blitz. Which, the guy's deck is so big that you really, it's not even there. It could be.
Imagine he could have.
If it is there, you're gonna die.
Did he have access to 2 attacks by now? I think so.
Yeah, he would have had Mike at 7.
He would have Mike at 7.
It's hard. It's hard to just say, "Show me the Battle Blitz," and then I will,
Here is the general rule: play your deck as the kind of deck it is, if you have the ability to. So you are an aggro control deck. Get down your clock. Then, when you untap, oh boy.
Okay.
When you untap, wow, if you're not dead, which is unlikely, you get to be that deck.
So he has the Mana Leak, a Ponder, and a Dismember, so he has nothing going on, really.
He's going to have to dismember that Solemn, right? At the end of the turn?
It looks like it. Or maybe Ponder and try to snag. I don't really want to snag a Solemn either.
Was that a Cavern?
Yes, that's a Cavern. We see Faithless Looting in Mike Wisner's hand. Another land.
Is that a township?
Yeah, Grimoni Township.
Hey,
Faithless
loot.
Looting.
How's that look? I guess it's fine. I'm not going to stop it.
Not going to Mana Leak it.
I see a Birthing Pod.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You should play Birthing Pod.
He's counting his mana.
I would cast Birthing Pod here. That looks like a great card. Perfect time for Birthing Pod.
I am pretty sure that Mike Wisner has won this game.
Discards 2 land. Yeah, birthing pod doesn't mean he's going to have to shuffle every turn. Yeah, discards 2 lands.
Now he knows there's a dismember there. So let's say that he casts the birthing pod this turn for 2 life, puts him to 15. Then a dismember in response means he's going to go to 9.
Yep, so he's going to go to 15. And the question is Ioanis going to pod in response, or dismember in response? Yes. Yep. Okay, sure. Goes to 14. Mike Wisner's going to get to draw a card. It's probably okay. Now Mana Leak's down, but he can't cast Battle Wits anyway.
Only 3 cards in Mike Wisner's hand. Draw. Looking for a miracle? Is that a Borderland Ranger?
I think so. That's very good if it is. Yeah.
Off the top Borderland Ranger.
All right, and, it's a blocker for guys to stand trapped.
Can't come through. And Mike, I think, stopped at the very first land he found.
Just like, I don't care, sure.
The judge saying, here, give me some of that to shuffle. And Dillon, Mike Wisner, and the judge all shuffling Mike's deck. Help your neighbor. And to be fair, every game of 250 I've ever played, the only people that didn't help their opponent shuffle were jerks.
Well, they just get to wait longer if they don't want to do it. It's like they're lost too.
And now Dillon's cutting 5 times. 3. Only 3 times, my bad. Sorry, I don't want to misinform you out there. Ponder, looking for Snapcaster.
Restoration
Angel's not bad. He can attack.
I actually, Resto Angel and attack seems...
Yeah,
but the thing is, remember that Dillon
has
is like really been tunnel visioning on the Mana Leak. I'm not sure he's going to do it.
That's fair. I mean, maybe he's like, well, the Mana Leak doesn't work anymore. I mean, look how much mana he's got.
So, if Mike Wisner gets to pod, he can pod into Solemn Simulacrum, Restoration Angel, Thrun,
don't forget the
Metamorph,
Silklash Spider. Oh wait, 4 first.
That's it. Okay, that's all the things he can pod into. That's not that bad. I don't know. He probably can. And Snapcaster Mage for Vapor Snag. Caverns on humans, so he's going to snag the Borderland Ranger and swing for 6. Wisner drops to 14 and then to 8. Yeah, the deck box is attacking too.
Go deck box.
Leaving up that Mana Leak. It might be that Ioanis gets this game. We'll see. I mean, Ioanis could just Day of Judgment here if he had one. That seems pretty strong. Start with a good old Ponder. That looks like Entreat the Angels, and another Entreat the Angels.
That is funny. And a birthing pod.
Just a little off on that Entreat, just a little.
Mike is 1 turn away, 1 combat phase away from death right now.
Well, he wouldn't have given to Miracled one of those Entreats there. Alright. He probably has to shuffle it unless he has a... If he has a Wrath effect in his hand, he's golden. I think he's... So he drew... Yeah, he's still thinking about it.
He's still looking at the same 3 cards.
Yeah, they don't make him win if he doesn't have a sweeper.
He put them back. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, says the judge, I'm helping. Okay, says Dillon, I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm just checking Mike Wisner's deck list for other fun cards. Does he have Worldfire in his deck?
Thing that puts everybody to 1? No.
Just checking. I mean, he's got a lot of fun cards in here, so just
Yeah,
what other fun
that's
he has.
fair.
And it looks like Mike is finally done shuffling. Oh, his opponent wants to cut. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the ponder's there. There we go. Draw.
Looks like a shimmering grotto.
That's a Viridian Corruptor.
It's a Corruptor. Would have to blow up the pod. That's kind of awkward. He might play it anyway.
Oh, he's got another Borderland.
No, it was snagged. It was snagged.
Okay, I missed that. Sorry about that. Does that work?
Sure.
3 mana available.
Yeah, Ioanis is going to leak for value here. If Ioanis has another Vapor Snag in his yard, that's almost... He can't get Wisner to 0. He can get him really close. He has a Gut Shot in his yard, so he has a play of Angel, Flickering Snapcaster, Gut Shotting the face. We're close, but I don't think we're there.
Mana leak here. What you gonna do, Mike? Dillon effectively sang F6, F6. Looks like a lot of land in Mike's hand. Wow.
So he looks like he was thinking about letting it get countered. It depends what else he has. There's a Corruptor, some more land. He's got to pay for it then.
He does pay.
Alright. Pass it back, and Wisner, I think Ioanis gets this. Seems hard for Ioanis. I mean, he's...
Land says go.
Yeah, he was debating if there's anything he could pod into here. He's not actually playing Huntmaster, so his pod targets would be insufficient. Now worth 2 life. If you could pod into Huntmaster, that would have been pretty nice. I'm surprised there's not a Huntmaster in here, actually.
Just one.
There is
Seems
one?
like a solid tutor target.
Yeah.
And the blocks, Geist is blocked.
I think you have to block Geist.
That's a 6 damage coming on in. That's unstopped. We're likely... Wow, lets it happen. No Angel this time. He's got the Angel hanging out, but maybe he has another Geist in hand?
Well, I think he's holding up the Angels for a mana leak. And then he's just going to end step the Angel in.
That's fair. I mean, Mike is at 2 life.
Yeah, there are very few things that Mike can try to cast that'll get around to Angel mana leak. Getting low on time here.
Entreat the Angels would be one of them.
Yeah, Miracle Entreat would have been great.
And he had the option for that.
He did. He could have left his Ponder on top of the deck. When he first pondered and saw some Entreats, he could have just, left the Entreats there to Miracle. But then when the Borderland, and then failed to not searched off Borderland Ranger.
5 mana, 4 mana?
I actually rather like that play.
Acidic Slime.
And that's not going to be enough.
Well, he can change the Acidic Slime into a 6.
All right, okay. You can change the Acidic Slime into a Worm Coil Engine.
Which doesn't get him there.
Or a Sun Titan.
Which doesn't get him there.
Or or Primeval Titan.
Which doesn't get him there. Manalik is... Wow, okay.
Yeah, Angel Leak. That's the hard part here.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't saying wow at that.
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to do it. I think this actually... I mean, I don't think Mike's going to be able to do anything to punish him for it.
You mean, what if Mike had Day of Judgment right here and the mana to cast it now?
Yes, that's what I'm going wow
that would have
about.
That would have... I mean, we've already pretty much assumed that he doesn't have a Day, but if he did just drawn it, yeah, that would be pretty... That'd be pretty rough. It's maybe possible that Wisner on that last turn should have kept a Entreat the Angels on top of his deck.
There's just... And Mike
Dillon,
extends the hand. Dillon narrowly defeating... Look at that's the largest crowd we've had here live.
Well, yeah, everybody wants to see that. So, Dillon Ioanis playing Blue-White Delver defeats Mike Wisner playing Battle Blitz 2-1.